Hello there, and welcome back to Pastor's Wives Tell All, where we spill the tea on Thursdays. Hello, darlings, and welcome to our special edition of Pastor's Wives Tell All, where we three, Jessica, Jenna, and Stephanie, spill the tea on Thursdays. Grab some coffee or a pot of tea and listen in for all the tips and tricks and random facts you never knew you needed. Until now. Guys. Jessica just slurped her coffee in my ear, and you would have seen that if you were watching us on YouTube. Go do that. Guys, this is our first Spill the Tea episode for season 6. What in the world? What? Okay, that was the real Stephanie. But can y'all just listen? We have a sound on our soundboard now that is that exact same sound. Listen to how similar it is. It sounds the same.
Because it's me.
I know. Her. But it sounds identical every time you do it, and it makes me so happy.
Oh, my heavens. Okay, so we hope that you listened to our first podcast episode of season 6 on Monday.
Yeah.
But now we are here to talk a little bit more in detail about our She Speaks conference that we were able to go to, Proverbs 31 ministry host every year. And we want to share all the details.
Can I start?
Stephanie,
Start
Okay.
away.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink my coffee.
Go for it.
Are you going to slurp it again? Because that's not awkward at all. She's also going to look at me with a death stare. Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And if anybody's cringing right now because you don't like slurps, we apologize.
When I slurp, you slurp, we slurp.
Okay. Yep.
Welcome back to Spill the Tea.
So,
I'm sorry. I'm for real now. Go ahead.
when we knew that this was happening, that we would be going to this conference, I had a moment of panic because we had a friend that was going to be going through something a little bit difficult during that time. And I had told her I would be with her. And then we were going to be at the conference. So I had a moment of, oh my word, I'm the worst friend ever. I can't go speak at this conference. I'm going to end up leaving my friend just out in the cold. But thankfully, brought it back in, stopped panicking. And this friend also makes a great assistant. She does.
She sure does.
And so we asked if she could come and help us, which she was so helpful, by the way.
Yeah, she was.
Just so many things. I was so glad that she was there. For reals. Helped us so much. But bringing her after she has gone through some hard things, some of the people that were speaking at the conference happened to be, and I say happen to be, but there's no mistakes with God. God was not surprised.
Right.
That these people had helped her from afar through podcast episodes, books, speaking, helped her heal from this very circumstance that she was kind of reliving, rehashing that weekend. And so to watch her and just the tears and the smiles and the laughter, be able to even meet one of the people that has, really helped change her life in a lot of ways. It was amazing. Yeah. I literally was like living through her. And then she's going, I definitely don't fit here. I'm not supposed to be here. What am I even doing here? But then every message, she got something out of.
Yeah. It was starting with like the worship song, the first song. Like,
yes.
But then every speaker, like I wasn't even like, I was in tears like for her, and I would just look at her and I'm just like, and she would shake her head. She's like, this is why I'm here. Like, it's just so cool that like, we can even think like that fingerprint of God, the kind of thing we'll be talking about later on this season, like that Jenna and I have been talking a lot about. It's just so cool that like, I don't even feel like that was the main reason we were there was to speak. I think it was for her. Like we provided that opportunity that God provided for us to bring her for healing and like just so much freedom. And it's just so cool the way he is. Like, you think you're going for one reason. And let me just say, like, we did enjoy our time, and it was amazing, and it was God ordained. But equally, it was God ordained for her to be there, even more.
100%. It was super special to watch, and like Stephanie said, she was so sweet the whole time she was there. She steamed our pajamas. We were like, Catherine, you do not have to do that. Like, we can, like, they're just pajamas. We don't have to steam them. It's fine. But she brought her little steamer and she steamed our pajamas for us before we had our speaking part that night. And
while she was watching us practice over and over again.
But we had so many laughs and just sweet moments with her the entire time we were there. And then, of course, you know, when me and Jessica left the next morning for Africa, she stayed with Stephanie and was able to attend the rest of the conference. And we hear so many amazing things happen that day for her.
Gosh, yes.
So it's really, really, really cool that, I mean, 100% she was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't happen. It wasn't just happenstance.
Yeah, just sure wasn't.
It was God's stance. I just made a new phrase and I'm excited
It
about
wasn't
it.
happenstance. It was God's stance.
Did I just turn into Jessica for a second?
Maybe.
Wait, can I just take a moment? We interrupt this podcast episode for a special announcement. I just need you to know, Stephanie, I don't know if I've told you this yet. I created a note in my phone, and it's called Jessica's Dictionary. And every time she says something that is off the wall, or, you know, just some weird phrase that isn't actually a word, I will put the word or the phrase, and then I will put equals, and then I will put what it actually means. So I have several of those from Africa. So I'm just going to need you. I might actually add you to the note so you can add to it also.
That sounds good, because
I love
there
you
are
so
so many
much,
things
Jessica.
that I would like to add.
Oh, I do.
If you are not watching on YouTube, this would be the point where I'm maybe looking at them and shooting daggers
With her
At
eyes.
their souls.
It's fine. We all say stupid things sometimes.
Do we?
Okay, right back to regularly scheduled programming.
Okay, I'm going to start. You little jerks. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say, on the front end of us having our first meeting with Proverbs 31, when I got off the Zoom call with the three of you, I was so excited after they kind of shared what they wanted. But I also
with
was...
the three of you.
This right here is a great example of what we just talked about on the commercial break.
The two of you.
There's
Did
three of
you
us.
mean the
total.
Holy Spirit?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Wow.
You shut your mouths again, you jerks. Number two. Okay, so here is this. Here's this.
Write that down, Jenna.
Don't worry, I will. I will do it.
Okay, when I got off the Zoom call, y'all were like, oh, this is going to be so fun. And I was having a moment, which I'm not usually the one to have the moment like this, but I was like, I am actually a little bit nervous because not only, like, I was thinking to the point of, you know, to speak. I'm not taking anything away from just speaking. It is nerve-wracking on its own. But to entertain women that don't know you, to dance in front of them and hope that they dance with you, teach them a dance, make them laugh, play games and hope they come up on the stage to be goofy with you. I had that moment of like, wow, I'm a little nervous because I almost felt like we were comedians in that moment. And a comedian can walk up on stage and know that, like, if I don't say these jokes and they don't, you know, go to the crowd, then it might not be a good night for me. So I was having that moment like, wow, what if they don't like us? What if they don't laugh at us? So it was fleeting. I got over it in about, 20 minutes, but I did. I was nervous at first.
Only 20 minutes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a lot. What do
That's
you
a lot.
Stephanie's face got me again. I'm sorry. Her face.
What
Thank
about
you.
20 minutes that you agree
It's
with?
not a lot. It's real quick. That's an Enneagram 8 for you.
I think we were all a little we were a little concerned that people wouldn't respond, or they wouldn't dance with us, or they wouldn't, like, they'd be so tired that there wouldn't
than
be
20 minutes, most people.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Hey, friend, we will get right back to our episode, but we want to take a moment and thank our patrons. You guys keep our podcast going.
If you are not a patron and you would like to consider donating to our podcast ministry, we would be so grateful, and we might even do a happy dance.
When you become a patron, you get perks like being the first to hear about special info and retreats. You get bonus episodes, monthly devotionals, lock screens, and more.
Plus, we have added a new $1 tier for those who believe in us and what we're doing, just because you love us.
So head on over to our show notes and click on the Patreon link to learn more. Now let's get back to our episode.
Anyways, we're moving forward. I just wanted to share that backstory.
Here's this.
That was my version, not Taylor's.
How do you spell?
Here we go. What?
How do you spell? We have to add that to
I'm
the
basing
list.
up. You.
Here is this means here we go.
Thank
So,
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, translator Jenna. Cash Allen. But let's talk about the conference really quick. Okay, we're there. Mm-hmm. Like the hotel is beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
We can see women walking and having fun and having coffee and all the things. But let's talk about the first night we were there and the meal that happened, the blessing that came.
Oh my
Manna from heaven.
heavens.
Slash filet mignon from heaven.
Filet mignon.
We ordered. Am I the only one talking, or were y'all going to
Okay,
actually? Because y'all went to
listen.
again?
Okay. We thought we were going to go eat somewhere. Like we were just like, let's go out to eat, whatever, And then, one of the people who works at Proverbs 31 said, hey, y'all can just go over to the restaurant. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Stephanie. And y'all just order to your room. And we were like, really? Oh, okay. It felt weird, but we did it. And they had filet mignon. Therefore, we ordered it.
Therefore.
But here's the thing. Well, that we didn't order the filet. Me and Jessica were going to split the ribeye. Mm-hmm. And then they ran out of ribeyes. And they brought us each a filet. So it was like double portion.
The chef came out and was like, are you okay with that? And
We were like,
Jenna and I were like,
yeah.
is there a trick question? Like, are we
so
hearing
good.
him correctly?
And this butter.
I think we're good.
This like huge thick pat of butter on the top of it with like this.
1 inch thick.
That steak was.
And what about
The
those
bomb.
sweet potato fries, Stephanie?
Oh my. Okay, that was my favorite part. I have never in my life had sweet potato wedges.
Yeah.
Is what they were. That were that good. Where you didn't even need dipping sauce because they were that good.
Yeah.
Seasoned. Yep. Seasoned so perfectly.
Yeah.
I could not get over them. In fact, the next night when we got dinner there again, I asked for them and they knew that we loved them so much that they brought out
A double portion.
Yes. Maybe a triple portion. I felt like it was a lot.
There was so much happening.
We made friends with our waitresses and the cook, the chef or whatever. So apparently, we were on good terms by then.
They loved us. They
So-
loved us.
And we
Yeah.
loved them.
We
Therefore,
did.
it was a
so
grand
fun.
time.
It was.
Well, and I was just gonna say, like the speaking, just the whole first day, Friday, like the worship and the speaking was also just so amazing. We've talked about how it like really spoke to our friend, but also to us. Like it was just powerful.
Yeah.
And it was just such a cool moment to like see these women that have their own stories of how God has brought them through so much, and to see them on stage and to be proud of them. And we got to meet a lot of them. And I know Stephanie and Kit Kat got to meet them the next day. But it's just cool. Like I felt like cheerleaders for them and just like cheering them on. And it was just so neat and so much laughter.
Yeah.
I made a new sister.
She met a new sister. Tell us
She
about
did.
that
Rachel.
sister.
Rachel G. Scott.
Rachel G. Scott.
Love her so much. In fact, when I get off of here, I might need to text or call her again because I love her so much. Like we just connected and I was just everything we talked about, our hearts aligned, and then talking about ministry and entrepreneurship. But then we were able to like pour into each other, even just with the business side of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was like a meeting from the Lord.
Lart.
The Lord. He was good. He is good still.
Yes.
He was
He
and
is.
he is.
And he shall be.
He shall evermore be.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual time that the hour before we go on stage. Someone
Yes.
want to take us there and let them in real quick?
First of all, I could not eat because I was afraid that,
that was going to
things
be a
would
bad
start
idea
happening
for all
on
three
stage.
of us.
Yeah.
Specifically, maybe two of us, one of us, all three of us. We'll let you decide. So therefore, we did not eat.
Yes.
But
we had a really great time prepping.
We did.
For
Sound check.
sound check and such. During sound check, it's like we had a few things go wrong. Like me with the dance moves. I was on the struggle bus forgetting things. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so bad. But it's fine. I'm just going to break it down like a crazy person if I don't remember. But thank the Lord, when it was time, I remembered the moves. Now, did they look good? I don't know.
we may or may not have created a sticker out of one of Stephanie's dance moves, and it's amazing. We should post that on our
We
stories
shall.
soon.
The week of this coming out, we're going to post dance moves
We
through
are.
stories.
It's
that
going to
whole
be
week.
grand.
Yeah.
It's my turn to say, I hate you. But I love you also.
When you
okay.
talked
Please
about
be
the
my friend.
sound, the sound people, like I loved
Oh.
them.
Oh my gosh.
They were
Like,
incredible.
They were incredible. They were like just
They were
so
our people.
calm. They were
Yes.
like beforehand. They met with us. They laughed with us.
They gave us Sour Patch
they gave
watermelon
us
candy.
Sour Patch watermelon candy. Like it was just a wonderful family moment.
It was. We tend to make family a lot of places we
That's
go, I
true.
feel like.
That's true.
Oh, we just love people.
Yeah, we do.
The
They're
Lord
just
hath
cool.
provided family.
Yes.
If
Wow, she's like a speaking something.
I don't know what she is,
No.
but I love her.
I'm your friend and you love me.
so cute and pretty, and I love her.
Thanks, Mom.
She's a tootie pie.
Anyway,
This is the longest spill the tea we have
Okay,
ever
hold on.
have
Okay,
done.
and then
oh, go ahead.
last thing. Like 5 seconds. Tell us what it was to be on stage for an hour and 15 minutes. What did you think? What was your takeaway?
well, for me, it felt like about 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It went by so fast. When we were done, I was like, wait, it's over. That was it. It's done. But it was just a mixture of like so much fun. The energy was, I mean, in the room, the energy was amazing, which
high.
was
which
electric.
answered our prayer because we weren't sure how they would respond. We each got to share, and we had a weird talent show, which let me just tell you, shout out to the girl who sneezed like Donald Duck, because that was my favorite. She wasn't the one that won, but she was my personal favorite. I almost couldn't recover from laughter after her moment. That was amazing. We slingshot a t-shirt into the crowd, and that was grand. There were just so many moments, but I think my takeaway overall the entire weekend was just that God's gonna use you even when you don't think that He can.
Yeah.
You just got to say yes.
1000%.
And I would say, like, first of all, I think the speaking, like when we actually got to speak, I think we were really excited about that. You know, we were excited about dancing and laughter and games, but like the speaking was really amazing. Like all three of us, like just God united us, and what we spoke on, we're passionate about what we spoke on, you know, about identity and comparison and spiritual warfare and just challenging women to see their worth.
Yeah.
So I think I loved that portion, and I feel like the ladies were just listening and engaged with all three of us, just hearing from our hearts and our vulnerability. And I think that spoke volumes to them because we were sharing through our testimony, and there's nothing, you know, better than our testimony of what God's done in our life.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite. And I would say the last dance, we taught them a dance, and just to see them all, old and young, like just being kids again and not caring that they have families at home and people that might think that they're stupid because they're dancing, and just them going like, I'm going to like let go and be me.
Yeah.
Because I think that there is an epidemic of women not being themselves. And so I just saw women free in there and dancing and having so much fun and laughter. It was so cool.
Yeah. And I would say for me, it's that moment of, because beforehand, like I said during sound check, that's when the nerves hit me. But once we were up there, those were gone.
Yeah.
And I think when you know that there's actual women out there and this is real deal, share your heart, do the thing, act silly, whatever, all of it, it just came. And that's just the Lord.
Yeah.
Like He just gives you the peace when it comes, because you can do all the planning and prepping, but if He's not in it, He's not in
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
And so, but to know that he was, and to feel his presence, and to just get up there and do the thing, it was good.
Super cool.
So good.
And we got to sign books afterwards, and ladies came and shared with us and talked with us and took pictures. And that was just fun getting to actually meet some of them and hear their hearts and their love, and that they needed to hear some of the things that we talked about. Like they were there to hear that. And so just the encouragement of knowing that Jesus had us there to speak into their lives and to know that they are created for such a time as this. So it was super cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
It sure was.
It sure was. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the longest podcast, Spill the Tea, ever in the world of 20 minutes when they're supposed to be 5 to 10 minutes. But you're welcome for this. We hope you have had a lot of time of laughter, of confusion, but also just joy. Joy within your heart. I've got the joy down in my heart.
Down in my heart.
Yeah, down in my heart.
Okay, we love you guys. Until next time, we will talk to you later.
Okay.
Have a blessed week.
Toodles.
Peace.
Bye.
Okay, friends, if you have enjoyed this episode as much as we have, please help us spread the word on Facebook and Instagram.
If you didn't know yet, Instagram is where all the fun is at. From dance reels on Wednesdays to spiritual encouragement and laugh out loud posts in between, there is something for everyone.
And last but certainly not least, if you could take a moment right now to stop what you're doing and give us a rating and review, even subscribe to our podcast, this seriously helps other people find us who wouldn't be able to otherwise. Thank you so much for your love and support. We hope you'll tune in next week.